Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Aquaponics on a Budget. Here we try to do everything we can with what we have and as cheap as possible because some of us are homesteaders and we can't afford to go out and buy brand new stuff. So anyway, today we are going to talk about cubic feet, fish ratio to water, fish ratio to plants. So everybody grab your pen and pencils because this is going to be math time. So back to school about this. So see this, we're going to discover the cubic foot of the water, the ratio of water to the ratio of square footage we have in our grow beds. So we're going to figure that out, and it's not that hard. So y'all stick around and we'll get into it. All right, now cubic feet of water, and I'm gonna write all this down so we can go through this really simple. And I can't do like a teacher does and write backwards and all that. So I'm gonna write this. This is Anna's, and I borrowed that from Anna. So this is our homeschool board. All right, but okay, one gallon of water equals 0.13 cubic feet. All right, now 1 gallon of water equals 0.13 cubic feet. So that's, less than 15%. So you get an idea. So like if you had a cube, like this was a cube, it'd only be up to here. So it takes several gallons of water to make a cubic foot. Now, then how you figure out your cubic feet of things, let me turn a little bit like this, is you multiply what like we were doing a 55-gallon drum. Okay, we have 55 gallons of water. Okay, we have 55 gallons of water. So we want to multiply 55 times 0.13. Everybody knows general math, and they multiply that across and everything. But I'm going to skip ahead. Everybody can do that. It's actually 7.35 is what it comes out to. I did that, so I didn't see me do the math. I could do the math. It'd be 5 carry 1, and then 5 carry, it'd be 8, 16. So I could do it, and then 1, and then move your decimal point over 2. So anyway, it comes out 735, move your decimal point over 2. But anyway, so out of 55 gallons of water, we have 7.35 cubic feet of water space. Okay, now when I gotta keep the pen closed because we don't want it to dry up. And she's got this nifty little eraser here. We're gonna leave this part up here, so we can reference it. So we can reference that at all times. All right, now in your when you're figuring out the square footage of this, so we're doing two different things. I just showed you how to figure out the cubic foot of your tanks, your fish tanks, your barrels, your IBCs. Now IBC, let's just do one more real quick. IBC 275 gallons times 0.13, and I have it cheated over here. It's 35. Well, 0.75, right? Yeah, 75. 35.75. So in an IBC, you have 35 feet, well, roughly 36 feet cubic water space, cubic foot water space in there, and that's important when we get on. So this is complicated. I know, guys, and I'm trying not to lose you, but there's a reason that I'm doing this. Now that you understand how to figure out the cubic feet of your fish aquariums and stuff like that, you know, they have 55-gallon fish tanks, 75-gallon fish tanks, 100-gallon fish tanks. 100-gallon fish tanks will be easy to figure out. So it'd be 13 square feet. I got that easy. All right, now let's figure out. Now, for every gallon of 1 gallon, 1 cubic foot, I'm sorry, 1 cubic foot of water, you need, for every cubic foot you need 1 square foot of grow space. Okay, now for every 1 cubic foot of water, you need 1 square foot of grow bed. Okay, now that's the reason we're figuring out the cubic feet of this, and now we need to figure out how to figure out square footage. Now, square footage is easy. A 55-gallon cut in half. Rough drawing there, you know. 55-gallon drum cut in half is roughly 2 foot by 3 foot. Now we multiply those two, and that'll give us the square footage of our grow bed if we're using a 55-gallon drum. You know, cut in half. If you use those, you know, concrete mixers or whatever you use, all you do is measure across this way and then measure the length and multiply that. So that would be 2 times 3. I'm sorry if everybody's way ahead on math and all this, and I'm getting really technical. I was asked to because you know just to make sure, and so actually we have in a half of a 55-gallon drum, we have 6 square feet of grow space. So for every 6 half drum I can have 6 cubic feet of water. So when you're figuring out, you know, normally it's the other way around. You got the tank, 275-gallon tank, and you need to have, you know, that much grow space, you know, for that. It's like if you had an IBC and it only writes one way. If you had an IBC, 275 gallons, and that's roughly 36 cubic feet, how many half barrels would you need to equal these two, to make this an equal aquaponics system? You need 6, right? You know, because you have 6 cubic feet in each half barrel, and you need 6 of them because, you know, 6 times 6 is 36. Okay, that was easy, right? So now you understand how to figure out your ratio, your cubic feet compared to your square footage. All right, now my system's a little bit bigger, and I can write mine down. Actually, I have 2 275-gallon tanks and it's about a 200-gallon tank. So I haven't done the math, and I'm going to try to do this real quick. 275, 275, and 200, 0, 4, 1, no, that's 5. 5, 1, 6, 7. 750 gallons. All right, now 750 gallons times 0.13. Wow, putting me on the spot here. I had it figured out, but you know how it is. Everything times 0 is 0, so we just add a 0 and then 0, 5, 7, and then add 2 decimal points. So I have 75 cubic feet of water. Now, so I need 75, is that right? 750. I'm sorry, I got to make sure about this. Oh no, I did wrong. 0, 5, 1, 21, 22, 0, 0, no, 0, 5, 7, 0, 5, 7, 9. I have 92.5 cubic feet of water area. Now I have in the system right now, I have 12 half drums. So 12 times 6, 72. So my system is a little off balanced. I have more water ratio to I have compared to the cubic feet of water. Now I'm adding 4 new uh, 4 new grow beds, and that'll add 24. So 24, 6, 96. See, I'll equal out once I get these 4 grow beds in there, and that'll make my system completely equal. I'm also putting in a large raft bed, and that'll be it. If the plants are higher than the grow beds are higher than the fish ratio, that's okay. I mean that's fine, because what you can do is add more fish to your cubic feet, square feet. So all right, now, whoo, my brain's just a buzzing. So anyway, now you know how to do your water ratio, cubic feet of water to your grow bed square foot, so you know how to equal out your system. Now let's get into fish. How many fish can I have per square foot? Now in now this is not anything that is scientific that I know of. Murray, Aquaponics, Rob Bob, and all them have all said, you know, certain numbers and everything. But I look at what does well in my tanks, and I make a record of it, and then I pass it on to y'all. So, you know, things might differ for people. I grow tilapia, somebody grows perch. That it's probably going to be different. In an IBC, juveniles, now all the way up, a juvenile to me is all the way up to 1 pound. A juvenile fish, it can be up to 1 pound. Once they're bigger than 1 pound, pound and a half, 2 pounds, they're adults, and that changes the ratio, because if you got a square foot of water space and Dudley's gonna have to deal with my fish. right now. Funny looking fish, ain't there? Sorry. I'm not an artist and never claimed to be. I might be talented at many things, but drawing is not one of them. Now, as juveniles, I put 2.75 uh, fish per cubic foot. So in an IBC, 275 gallons, I put 100 juvenile fish, up to a pound. And they do really well in there. They don't, it's not overcrowding. It's not, I keep forgetting to close that up. It's not, so that's why I drew a part of a nub of a fish there. So, but they do well. They do well. No fish dives, no nothing like that. So not a big deal. But now, if I tried to let them get adults, you know, in that same cubic foot, you know, I wish I knew how to dry fish. At a 2 or 3 pound fish, just wrote on my new bluekins. Kristen's not gonna be happy. 2 or 3 pound fish in there, he's not even going to fit into his cubic foot of grow space. So then, once the adult fish, your bigger fish, if you let them get big, I put 1 fish per cubic foot of 1 adult fish per cubic foot of like an IBC 275 gallons. We figured out it was 36 cubic feet. So I put 36 adults in 1 IBC. So that's a breeding tank. Now, if I was growing out, I might leave 40, 60 in there. So, you know, because I like them a pound, pound and a half, you know, for eating. And I just make sure they get extra duckweed and, you know, they get plenty of algae to eat so that so nobody's going hungry. So that's fish a little better. Okay? Put a little smile on his face because they're happy fish. Uh, so in your ratio to cubic feet, so it would be 2 and 3/4 fish for adolescents. Anything under a pound, under 6 inches, put it that way. You know, 7, 8 inches. You know, then you need to start thinning your fish a little bit if you want a stable aquaponic system. Because what's going to happen is if you put adult fish in there, that which they would do fine, is your ammonia content is your nitrite is going to be higher than the bacteria on your rocks and the sides of the tanks and all that can eat, and then you're going to put your system off balance a little bit. So let me explain that a little bit. You know that the fish urinate and they secrete ammonia from their gills. You know, it passes through, they absorbs all the oxygen and puts out ammonia. So the bacteria that lives on the rocks and everything, you know, it's all in your media and all that. And they're living on the outside edge of all that. You know, they're tiny bacteria and all that. They actually eat the ammonia and turn it into a nitrate, and which your plants really love nitrates and really flourish. So now you got that basic. So aquaponics lives off urine and ammonia. So, you know, ammonia for the gills. So because it's taking advantage of nature, the bacteria that eats ammonia. So it stabilizes our lakes and ponds, and that's where this all came from. Is how the ponds and lakes working. If there's fish in there and there's no circulating water, how does the fish keep living? and the plants keep thriving. It's all they all work together to, you know, for uh, happy cycle. All right, now I hope everybody understands that. So if you have 1 cubic foot of fish, you need 1 cubic foot of grow space, right? It just all equals out. So, uh, whew, that's hard. That's hard, ain't it? You know, that's the only ratio part. You know, really aquaponics. And if your system's a little bit off, you know, I've been running this system off a little bit, and it's been growing fine for 3 years. You know, so there you go. You know, we your system can still run and maintain. You just have to put in extra plants, you know, extra media, you know, so extra areas for them to grow. I know I need to do a video on it, but you know, most people use a vortex filter in their aquaponics. I use a reed bed theory, where the solid waste are put in for the plants, just like in nature, and the plants eat the solid waste and thrive with the solid waste, and actually that's in turn feeds the fish. So I have a complete cycle. If I could get some way of where the pump would run itself, and the air pump would run itself, you know, then I would have complete ecosystem right here, because they would just be thriving. They're hitting the top of the water there, so they're like, "Where's our duckweed?" That's a pretty good picture. But okay, so everybody's got that now. I hope any other questions, please let me know. I'd love to answer questions, and I love to be a help. So everybody knows me. You know that I feel like I'm doing a good job when I can help people. Now we had this is some truth facts about you know, and a lot of people aren't going to tell you truths, you know, because, you know, bad things. Uh, we had a 3 days of super cold temperatures for here. I know they're not super cold for up north, but one day it was 13 here with a wind chill factor of 8. Uh, Out of my 1,000 fish, I lost 6, and I lost 6 in the aquaponics on wheels. And what happened was my fault. I, instead of turning off the pump and just, just leaving it off and let the fish you know, have their aeration in there for the night, I left the pump on, and it ended up pumping through all night long, and I lost 6 fish. So plus it got down to 32 degrees in the greenhouse, and all my bananas got frosted. I lost all my tomatoes, everything, summer, peppers, all that. I lost all that. So it looks pretty shabby in here at the moment. And, you know, of course, we're going to be reeling from the damage. You know, that one incident is like, is the reason you prepare. You have stuff stored up, because that is just about devastating to a greenhouse. To lose that much in 3 days is crazy. You work so hard, and in 3 days, you know, you lose, you know, all your plants, and, you know, well, all the summertime plants. Uh, but anyway, that's just some truth I wanted to share with y'all, saying that it's not all peaches and cream. It's not all easy. It's not all, things are going to happen. Things are going to happen to you. You're going to have some failures, but, you know, if you keep trying, you're going to succeed. And I'm sorry to overwhelm y'all with, you know, the math, because the math is it's not complicated. It's just simple addition and multiplication and dividing, and well, it's pretty complicated math considering ratios to fish and plants and all that kind of stuff. Now, as far as the last ratio, and I'm going to get into, and that is the grow bed plant to grow bed ratio. I have 6 square feet, right? If I was to do the square foot gardening, you know, I could do it very easily in there. But the thing about it is, the square foot gardening, uh, I can actually do more than the square foot gardening. You know, they'll put, you know, plant here, plant here, plant here, plant here. I just broadcast the seeds, and I have like 20 plants in that one area. But since they're getting everything they need, uh, then they do fine. But so the plant ratio to the ammonia nitrate ratio and all that is that the bacteria is living on the media. So if your plant can hit any area of that grow bed, you know, put it in there, let it grow, it'll do fine. So I say put as many plants in there as will grow productively. Now, in this square foot, I could grow a squash plant, a 4 tomatoes. I could grow 4 tomatoes in that because I always single stem that. It would grow 1 cabbage, so uh, you know, imagine a cabbage in there. So uh, see, art again is not my strong suit. Kind of looks like a, I don't know, but it doesn't look like a cabbage. uh, about 6 heads of lettuce. You know, we grow all kinds of lettuce, oak leaf, uh, butter crunch, you know, the leaf lettuces. We like a lot of lettuces. So you could literally, you know, grow, since we single stem ours, even cucumbers, we single stem them. Single stem means we grow them up vertically, and then when it wants to send up a sucker, we trim that sucker off and just let the initial plant thrive and grow fruit, because that's what we want it to do. Just grow fruit, not grow 25-foot long uh, runners. Now, kale, again, put 4 good kale in there, even the dinosaur kale, because they'll get really big. So look at what you can all get in here. Put a single zucchini in there, let it hang over some, you know, and there'd be big old leaves in there, you know. Look at that. In 6 square foot, I just grew a whole garden. There you go. All right, guys, that was I just wanted to add that in because I didn't want any confusing questions. Grows many plants that'll do good in there. That you're producing plenty of nutrients and everything for that. And if you've got a ratio where you have more fish than grow space, then I mean more cubic feet of water than you do grow space, grow more plants because you need to suck up all that nutrients. Uh, anyway, I hope this helped y'all. Like always, I enjoy doing these shows for y'all, and I'm going to change my show to Tuesday at uh, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday. I don't think anybody has a time slot there, so I hope Tuesday's okay with everybody, but I want to do it more in the afternoon, let things warm up in here, and it lets me get more of a start, get my chores done before the show instead of having to do my chores after the show. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Ani Ove Ocha means I love you in Hebrew. Later, guys.